Behind the smiles in every family portrait is a story. And in this case, a story about the big C, or cancer, for those okay with saying the word. Melissa Holton is not one of those people. And when she was diagnosed, she barely knew much about it.
I was in shock, and actually the doctor had called and said, after the biopsy, that we did find out that it is malignant, and I had to stop because I was on the phone and I said, wait a minute, can you tell me what malignant means?
Eventually, Melissa understood just how serious her diagnosis was.
So at 34, having 3 young babies, you're just like, my life's over. My life is over.
Her sister says she remembers every detail about the day she heard the news. She, too, thought it was a death sentence.
And all I could think of are the 3 little girls. And I remember that day exactly, getting the phone call when she was diagnosed. I was working, I took off, I drove down there, and I remember the kids coming home from school that day and Tim and Missy telling them in the back room, that Missy has cancer.
Everyone was worried, even the kids.
I would stay home from school a couple days because she was just feeling so poor after her treatments, and take care of Emily or take care of Kayla. So I remember those things vividly, like making them different meals, and like, here we get peanut butter together. And that's what you get for the day, and helping her while my dad had to work.
With the support of her family, Melissa, the mom and matriarch of the family, started her treatment at Gunderson Health System and beat breast cancer.
We went to her last radiation treatment. I remember her ringing the bell, and we were all there.
And just as Melissa was living her life with a new appreciation for it and counting her blessings along the way, she was diagnosed yet again, this time at the age of 49. And her sister, who had been her rock, was now helping her husband through his cancer journey.
We made it a family affair down at the chemo clinic because they both were in there.
But the story doesn't stop there. Susie would be next to get the dreaded diagnosis. At 49, yes, just like her sister, she was about to embark on her own cancer journey. But hers, sprinkled with fear from knowing a little too much.
I was a caretaker for Rex for, 2 years, taking care of him, watching him go through his treatment, seeing how he struggled and the pain, and then miss having her second round.
Another scare for the girls. First their mother, then their aunt.
I don't think we ever got to a point where we were never worried again. Like, I always thought about it coming back. Her mammograms every year scared me every single time because I thought for sure.
Everybody looks forward to December for Christmas, and we hated December because we knew the annual mammogram was coming.
That wasn't the end of it, though.
In December, I had a mammogram that actually did come back a little inconclusive, and I saw my high-risk breast doctor, and that's when she felt a lump, and she said, I want to do an ultrasound and look at this a little bit further.
Lindsay continued being tested for every lump and bump. All were non-cancerous, but the scare became too much.
That's when I decided that I didn't want to ever get to that point for my children. That was my biggest thing, is I have 3 little kids, and I couldn't imagine not being there for them, that I thought I had to take this step to do a prophylactic double mastectomy.
We met with Lindsay's doctor at Gunderson's Hematology and Oncology Department.
We, look at people's family history and calculate their risk, and these women definitely are high risk. And so then that kind of leads to options for them.
And since the surgery is pretty serious, Lindsay, following in her mother's footsteps, decided to make it a family affair.
I've included my kids in appointments and just seeing what it's like and making them feel comfortable so that you can talk about it as a family and not feel like you have to hide that part of it from someone.
Our family came so much closer. Lindsay, she had, I think, 2 babies in that span of Rex and then me and Missy, and those made the smiles come, the happiness come.
And while every breast cancer diagnosis is handled differently, one thing remains the same: early detection, good treatment with knowledgeable doctors, backed by local cancer research, make all the difference. But the key in this story is family, one that has now expanded to include every woman battling breast cancer and the community walking to support them.
You're going to live. You're going to change your outlook on everything, and that's what's been wonderful about this. I always say there's blessings in the battle. Just because you hear that C word, look at me, I am here, do it. It's not a death sentence, and you're going to live. You're going to change your outlook on everything.